Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Day Trade Live, here with James. My name is George. What up, James?
What's going on, brother?
CPI is going on this morning.
You got that right,
That
man.
shit is outrageous right now. Gapping, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Let's get right into it though. Let's take a look here at the news, right? We had CPI this morning, 8:30 a.m. Better than expected. Prince red here because it's bad for the dollar. But inflation is down, meaning interest rates can potentially, not that interest rates are going to come down, but the rate at which they have been increasing should slow down based off of this news. And so, good sign for the market, bad sign for the dollar. Dollar very, very weak this morning, tanking on the CPI data and looking to tomorrow. We don't really have anything else today. We have a 30-year bond auction at 1 p.m., 1:01 p.m. But tomorrow, 2 p.m., we got the federal funds rate, and then we have the press conference at 2:30. So a lot more to look forward to this week, including core retail sales on Thursday. So full week of red folders, and we've already had quite the jump today. So if we take a quick look here at the currency, uh, the currency map here, we've got the dollar over here on the bottom right. It is the weakest currency right now. Um, the weakest currency, and so a down dollar is should be good news for the markets. At the same time as the dollar, or as our stocks spiking, pre-market European stocks rally, British pound hits a 6-month high after the U.S. inflation print. So looks like Europe is up, and we are most certainly up. If you take a look here, got the four major indexes to the left here, and you can see this hourly candle that printed from 8 to 9 is pretty ridiculous. We have the indexes up over 2%, NASDAQ nearing 4% already. So uh, looking like it could be a heck of a green day for stocks, especially if it continues to move higher. And there is no stopping the dollar right now. It's continuing to tank, as is the VIX. So if these are moving down, we expect the indexes to continue to move higher. And so we will keep an eye on them there. If we also, I wanted to take a look here at the federal funds rate. So this is the target rate probabilities for tomorrow. This was as of yesterday, I believe. This was pretty consistent with the numbers that I had yesterday. I have not hit the refresh button on this chart yet, and so I wanted to refresh it live. Let's go ahead and accept these cookies. We're going to refresh it and see what the changes were. We had a 73.5% 50 basis points increase prediction, and 26.5 for 75 basis points. I would venture to think that we're going to go that the 50 basis points is going to be higher, and there may even be 20 or 30% chance of a 25 basis points added to here. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh and see how my prediction skills are. My prediction skills are not bueno, although the 75 basis points did decrease some, and the 50 basis points were up now from, it was 73.5 to 79.4. I was actually expecting there to be a possibility of a 25 basis points increase, but looking like they still think the Fed's going to be pretty aggressive with 50 basis points. But we will see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. We take a look at the chart. Got the let's go ahead and just take a look at the daily. I mean, this daily candle is already pretty ridiculous. We've done 162 points on the day so far on the ES, with the daily ATR being 53 currently. So we've more than tripled the daily ATR in pre-market. breaking above my daily trend line here as well. Breaking above it on the weekly. So this will be a heck of a bullish sign if we close this week above this trend line, although it's not drawn very well. I'm not sure why. Let's clean that up some. We close above, but we do have the 200 SMA here. Sorry, the 50 SMA on the weekly that it's bumping its head on right now. So something to keep an eye on there. But holding the we did break the trend line to the bottom, but we're back up above the trend line here on the daily, so holding above and looking pretty bullish to me. Not sure what James has or what James is looking at right now.
Well, I agree with you. I believe that we are on the bullish path, but after that spike up, I believe we got a bit of consolidation to do before it's worth taking a shot at it. I mean, we could get a break over 4160 and retest the highs of the original spike, but I I highly doubt that that's gonna happen anytime soon. I think we need a little bit of anywhere between 4100 and 4150 consolidation. Just let it go sideways for a minute before I'm looking at anything. Trying to play it safe. I feel like we might get a move down off the open, to be honest. We are a little overbought, at least on the higher time frames. So I'm really not looking at too much, at least for a play off the open today.
Yeah, definitely a day we need to be nice and patient. No need to rush into anything. Wait for the market to absorb this move, probably for the first 15 or 30 minutes, and hope that we get some good trade setups.
On the bright side of that, anything over about 4070 will be a trend line break that we've been rejecting since well, yeah, since about March of this year. So finally got our head over it. See if we can hold it.
Yes, sir.
We are starting to lose that uptrend from about 850 this morning. So expecting a little dip here. Nothing huge or anything, but might get a retest of the VWAP off the open.
Again, a pullback here. Got about a minute 30 left, minute 20 left. But we're going to stay patient. I'm Gonna do my best to stay patient, wait for the most obvious trade setup.
No reason to play with fire.
Yeah. Heck of a move on CPI here. Gapped up.
Is that about 120 points?
Yeah. Had a pretty ridiculous pullback as well. From 83 down to 4100, so an 80 something point pullback. And now halfway up that as well, so 10 seconds.
Tick spiked up to 1700.
Yeah. And the advanced declines are well above 2000.
Spiked up to 1700 and the candle is trying to go green. Give you an idea. Like that's a doozy right there.
All right, no bullishness yet. Getting a little retracement here on the dollar. VIX is pulling back as well. So we're going to stay patient. There we go. I was wondering what was going on there with my VIX. Let's clean this up. There we go. Sorry, VIX pushing down. VIX pushing down, getting a little retracement here on the dollar. Like James said, a huge spike on the tick chart at the open. Coming back down, and huge numbers here on the advanced decline. Anything above 2000 is extreme upside. All right, and so far, not a lot of movement, not a lot of volatility.
Yeah, interesting part about it is, I mean, I know we're selling off, but we have decreasing volume on the way down. Wondering if this doesn't hold around 41.25, 41.20. Try to make an attempt back up.
Been eating through some liquidity down here from about 30 down to 20. And I mean earlier this morning I would have I would have said this could have never made it down to the VWAP when the VWAP was down here like 4070, but the VWAP now being nearly at 4100 could price could even come down and test the VWAP now.
That's the trade I'm looking to get into, but we're starting to get mighty close to it. So I'm not sure if I'm definitely looking for that pullback. If I am gonna take that trade.
Down to the VWAP.
Yeah, I'd like to see a retrace at least to the 4130 level. Bump our head a couple of times, but it might not even do that. To be honest, RSI we're oversold down here on multiple things, multiple instruments, indicators, whatever you want to call it. We're at an oversold level, so we might just spike back up and consolidate for a little while. That's all I need. I think majority, or at least the opening hour or so of this days, I'm just gonna leave it for consolidation because, as I said, I mean, into the open we were coming in at a 120 spike up, so 120 point spike up. So I'll be on the side of patience today. Let patience take the tide. Now we have equal volume at the lows. That could be signaling a bear trap down here. A lot of people getting aggressive low a day usually tends up not to favor them. I'll be looking for an engulfing bullish bar on the next candle. See if that was correct or not. That was a nice little spike down.
Price just grinding lower right now. Grinding down and Q pulled back, or QQQ pulled back to its pivot point. The SPY still has a little bit further to go, basically around where the VWAP is, would be the next pivot point to the downside on the SPY if it wants to come down that far.
My first theory didn't pan out. It's starting to look like we're getting a bear flag here. But we are so oversold that I'm going to be forced to stay on the sideline. VIX starting to get a little spike up above resistance here. Which is interesting because futures ES chart is moving the opposite direction. Well, actually in synchrony with the VIX. So opposite of usual, should I say. Tick trying to get a climb up over extreme highs. Getting a little rejection wick there. Yeah, definitely setting up like a bear flag here. I think it does want to get a test of that VWAP. I am liking this bear flag play, but we're still at such an extreme oversold condition. Be really cautious with it if you do end up taking it.
Yeah. Definitely not bullish yet, though. Dollar looking like it's trying to come back down after that pullback, though. That's part of this move up. Here's the dollar coming down. Why is my VIX chart so... VIX, though, trying to climb higher right now. Got about a minute left in this 15. As expected, no trades early. Needs to kind of get situated.
Close above value area low here is gonna take me away from any interest in playing that bear flag. And it looks
Yeah.
like that's exactly what we're doing.
I mean, I'd like to now see a little pullback to 23, 24. Maybe create a higher low to try and get long from.
Did get the retest of 4130 here. Nice little rejection wick off of that. Definitely gonna have to give it some time and see how this wants to play out. Especially
Wouldn't
since
mind
that's
seeing a
almost
little.
9 consecutive candles going straight up.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bull flag form. My bias certainly being neutral bullish for this session.
I'm glad you said something because I wasn't looking at it, but technically we do have one right now. About to throw it in trade chat.
Yeah. And I don't mind it. I'm not taking it, but I feel like I'd be chasing, but on this new 15-minute, I can definitely see this 15-minute being a green candle to the upside.
We're able to break and hold above 4130. I'd be looking for move up to that trend line, pull back down, see if we can turn 4130 into support. If we can do all of that, not only will we have a higher low, we'll also have the flag trend line break. That'll be nice. Could be a nice little move.
Yeah, it's bouncing off of it right now. Some bitch. VIX did a little micro pullback, but continuing to try and push back higher. We do have the Russell pushing higher, but the rest of the indexes looking like they want to come down. So nice not to chase right there.
$41.25 is definitely becoming a pivot level on the day. Price is lingering quite a bit through here. I'll be looking for 41.20 to hold and see if we don't get another higher low out of this.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for that. I need that higher low. Looking like the higher low there.
Yeah, there's potential for us. Like if all we really need to do is get up above 41.35, 41.40, maybe get into that area of consolidation and turn 41.30 into support. We'll be sitting pretty for an upside move. On the flip side of that, if we double top around the 41.35 level, I'll be looking for a push down from that swing low back down into the 41.10 level.
I could think about getting long here on this 5-minute candle close.
Like buyers are definitely here. It's just we're sitting at value area high. I, I we are breaking that trend line though, so that's a tough one.
New 5 minute. If we get a break above, I've got an order out at 41.39. 5 minutes left in this 30. See if we get a squeeze up here. Close out this 30-minute candle. Got the VIX pushing down. Dollar push down, but looking like it's getting a pullback here on the tick chart. Tick chart has just been in extreme positive territory the entire time. This is actually one of the largest pullbacks it's had on the tick chart. Got 3 minutes left in this 30. I'm actually going to take this order off. I'm not going to want to get triggered. With just a couple minutes left in this 30, wait for the new 30 to open up. Let's see if we get an obvious trade setup.
Starting to get a nice little wedge here.
Yeah. All right, new 30. That's a low on the day on the tick charts there on this pullback. VIX pushing up though. And the VIX turn around and come down.
Yeah, close below about 41.2750 will be a break of that bear flag right here that or uptrend, however you want to call it. We've had for about 20 minutes here. Wedge was getting pretty tight right there. Yeah, nice little play downside here looking like.
Mm. Got all four indexes pushing lower now, including the Russell that was pretty strong earlier.
Now
Coming
it will
down, this
be
is
interesting
looking
to see if we hold 41.15 here, because that's going to be the like the overall like the macro bull flag from CPI spike. That holds, then we're still in the wedge. Haven't finished consolidating yet. Consolidation at the lows looks like it wants to break down one more time to the downside. Bulls are trying their damnedest to hold on to value area low though. Oof, that's a rough one. I'd imagine a couple of orders get squeezed out right here. Five-minute NQ chart also made a lower high on that last pivot. Setting up for a move down. Just don't know if it's quite ready yet. 4110 is going to be the moment of truth. 'Cause not only do we have the VWAP just below, have a potential double bottom here. So definitely a lot of gears turning right now for this.
Breaking my wedge there. Dollar trying to push higher. 41.15 didn't hold, like you said.
Yeah, same. I'm wondering if this is a false breakout to the downside and then we get back up in that wedge. Because I didn't really see too many buyers on that bottom, that lower trend line there. It kind of just moseyed its way through. Would have expected
Got the
a
VWAP
bit
here
more
at
volatility for
105,
that break.
making its way down to the VWAP here.
And I'm wondering if sellers are exhausted to the downside, VWAP holds, and we get a pop back up. Because if we just cut through it, that's not a good look.
Trying to tap that VWAP.
And what's the going saying? Watch for the VWAP to do some VWAP things.
Yep.
So bears have managed to turn this into a downtrend. I just don't know how valid it is.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a little double bottom down here at 107, 105, where the VWAP is. Another retest. Break to the upside. Lower highs, lower lows. Here on my 3-minute chart. But a nice pullback to the VWAP. I'd like another test down here to try and get bullish here. Looking like it's gonna go on its own. New 5-minute.
Yeah, at the very minimum for bulls to take the reins back, we're gonna have to get a move up and above close above 41.25.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
sure it's gonna happen, you know. Starting to look a little weak through here. VIX is just ultra flat though, like that thing.
Yeah. Tick just attempted a new low there. Quickly rejected off right back up above the 0 line, but trending downwards on the tick chart for sure. For sure, trending downwards. See if the dollar starts to break up. The dollar is at the resistance level from earlier from the open, basically. See if this resistance level holds. Dollar pushes back down. And think about looking to get long, or do we break through this resistance to the upside on the dollar, and the ES continues downwards. NQ though rejected off the VWAP. The Dow broke below the VWAP and currently is holding below the VWAP. ES, as you can see, holding above, and the Russell holding above. So right now, Dow is the weakest market below VWAP. Is it going to lead us lower, or should we be looking for it to get rejected?
Getting a rejection off the lower end of that trend line here. Also rejecting value area low. Got the VWAP just below though, so and now we're making our way back into this shit. Oh boy. Stiff rejection off of 4120.
Yeah.
So if this bar gets down to about the VWAP, I'll be looking for a break of the VWAP for a trade entry short. Need to see some consolidation around the lows though.
New 15-minute here in 10 seconds.
See, I just can't find any conviction in a short trade with a wick like that off the VWAP. It's just tough call here. Especially if the next candle able to break above previous candle's high. We're sitting about a 5 ATR per bar right now. That's kind of wicked.
Yeah, definitely getting some pretty large candles right now. I mean, the index is all pulling back quite a bit. Nasdaq was up as much as 4% earlier. S&P was up nearly 3%, and the Dow was up, I want to say like 2.5%. So they've all been pulling back. Russell's still quite strong. VIX down 11%. Certainly bullish for the market. Got the dollar kind of chopping around sideways after the big move down off of CPI. Here in this resistance level. Trying to see, does it break to the upside, or do we continue to push back down, in which case we'd like to be long. Got the tick chart, just made a new low here on the NYSE tick, as well as on the NASDAQ tick chart. Advanced decline still very bullish, but looking like they want to roll over, but they're still in extreme positive territory. So,
Speaking of
got
rollover, I really thought we were going to get a break of the VWAP right here. Guess it's
well,
going to give it
it's
another
looking like
shot.
it's coming. SPY pushing down, trying to get to this pivot down here on the SPY. NQ breaking through that pivot point, holding below, tried to hold above, but I'd like to see, do we hold below the VWAP here, or do we just make it to the pivot here on the SPY? Do we make it to the pivot point here on the SPY and reject back to the upside? Definitely neutral bullish on the day.
All right, so we are trying to turn 4110 into resistance here. Couldn't quite get the close below. The bulls are going to try and pull it back here. Damn, that's interesting. That that break of the VWAP and then the retrace back up.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'd like to see that 4115 break.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm not saying in any way that the Bulls are in control. They got a
we
lot of
can
work to do to
hold.
get it back to where they want it, but potential double bottom here off the VWAP, that would be a nice run up. Just got to get back through about 4120, get some movement. Hopefully back up to about value area high. Still looking mighty weak through here.
Yep. VIX continuing to push back up. We do have the SPY there, another new low on the tick chart. Strong push here on the NQ to the downside. but still above the VWAP. Everything else, though, now below the VWAP.
Yeah, if we get a candle close below VWAP right here, I'm gonna take a short entry. Like it for a move down to 4100 or so. Thick chart going to the extreme reversal on the downside here.
Yeah. Extremes.
All right, looks like I got a decent entry there. We're pushing down pretty hard here. Trying to turn 4100 into resistance here. It's not a very strong wick. Might be getting ready to hop out. Trying to make a push down. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off there. That was beautiful.
Nice. Where was your entry? Like
I
OG.
got in around
Oh,
4104.50.
oh, nice. Nice entry.
I did jump the gun on it though. It was I said it closed below VWAP, but I had already been in at that point.
Got a minute left in this 5 minute. I'm very curious to see how this closes. SPY broke below the pivot point there on that move. NQ moving down pretty hard. Finally below VWAP. All four indexes holding below VWAP now. Wow, if this retraces the entire move today,
Yeah, imagine that. That's
that is going to be
very ugly on the high time frame. Oof. Imagine a close below 4070. Like we just give that entire trend line back and we close
yeah.
below on that. Yikes.
Looking like I think that was my short there. I missed it. Falling asleep at the wheel. Asleep at the wheel. And short around 91.
Honestly, turning 4100 into resistance right there. I mean, as you just said, I really wouldn't be surprised if we did give that entire move back. It's unfortunate to think about, but
Yeah.
it's I
I
mean it
mean,
is what it
all
is.
four indexes are coming down. It's not even like there isn't one that's holding up. NQ is the strongest, but it finally broke down in this move. It's trying to hold for a while.
Right now we're filling that mini gap that we had around 4095.
Dollar broke that resistance to the upside as part of this move down. Gonna pull.
Actually, that wick down to 40.85 managed to fill that mini gap that we had.
Yeah, to the tick practically.
So this is the make or break zone. If we are not able to hold above 40.85, that's where the bulls are in trouble, and like this entire move is more than likely going to retrace. Which, as I said, that just sucks. We finally got over this trend line a meaningful way. News accommodated and giving it all back.
Minute 30 in this 30-minute candle left. Market looking like it wants to come down to 40.80. See if this 85 level holds. Been chewing through this liquidity to the downside though. Not much there to hold it up right now.
$40.85 fails to hold here. I'll be willing to bet that we go into a free fall environment. It's gonna be nasty. Oh man.
There she blows. Nothing too obvious for me to take yet.
Okay,
Maybe
we're wicking 40.85. That's at least something in the Bulls' favor. We're in a pretty radical downtrend though. Got some pre-market 5-minute trend lines. Starting to look like we may be consolidating in a symmetrical wedge on the 5-minute. We do hold about the 40.60, 40.65 level. I mean, I know that's still a long way for us to come down, but that'll give some validity to that lower trend line. Hmm.
got Biden speaking right now, patting himself on
Additional volatility to
patting
this.
himself on the back for the lower than expected inflation numbers. Although I would say 7.1% inflation is nowhere even near good.
Yeah. Taking that credit a little too soon, buddy. A hold of 40.90 will create a higher low. Just need a higher high to reverse this thing, but 4100 is going to be a tough cookie to crack. Oh boy.
I'd love to be short, but
Oh
definitely
yeah,
be
that was a
chasing.
valid short entry right there. That candle.
Definitely feel like I'd be chasing. God damn.
Just came
God
crashing through the Bollinger
damn.
Band on the low side.
Yeah. I mean, all indicators are bearish. VIX pushing back up pretty hard. Dollar climbing slowly. Advanced decline looking like it finally rolled over. Trying to break below 2,000 for the first time on the day.
Bears are laughing at me right now. I really thought that we had potential there for a higher low. Said, ha! It's not over yet. It's just
Nope.
lower high in the making.
No, but if we get a flush, we get some kind of ridiculous flush, which is what I'd be looking for. I'm gonna want to be long off of that. Wait for a
That leg right there is almost 20 points right now.
higher low and
Got a disgusting trend line for a downtrend. Starting about the 955. Look like for time. Man.
is this
Oof,
coming
that's
all
scary.
the way down to 40.50? Good lord.
All right, so we're starting to peak above that trend line. Uh,
Yeah.
Definitely in an oversold area, so I wouldn't be surprised if we made an attempt for 4,100 here. Might even get to the VWAP. Big starting to come down after its
That
ultra spike up.
new 15-minute candle.
Because on the day, we look bearish as hell since the open.
Yeah,
However, on the macro
absolutely.
trend, we just came down, tested that, and we held. So very interesting to see what happens from here. Gonna be the moment of truth right here. We need to hold this trend line. Oh, that's dirty.
Yeah.
Now we rejected on the attempt back up too, man. Come on.
Do like the short here again.
No
None of the
objections for me. That was a nasty rejection. I
none of the
really thought
internals
we
are
were gonna.
saying long. Nothing is
Yeah.
saying long yet. Absolutely nothing. VIX pushing higher, dollar grinding up. All four indexes coming down.
The only line of support we have for the ES right now is gonna be like the 5 minute 100. We did bounce off of that about 20 minutes ago, but
I'm for whatever
not looking
reason I'm
great.
way too hesitant to take any trades today.
Hey
My
man, there's
short
nothing wrong with that, bro.
my
Like look at
short
the ATR right now. I mean,
yeah,
these wicks.
my short was there at 85. Would have hit T1 already. Had a couple of setups like that so far. Haven't been able to pull a trigger. I do think that I'm going to call it a morning.
Oh, here we go. Getting a little peek above this trend line now.
Back above the trend line, yeah.
Be looking for a close above 40.90 or
Above 40.90, you said?
yeah, at a minimum.
Yeah.
That'll be at least an equal pivot high. Might be a potential reversal in trend, trend change here, but I mean, other than that, just consolidating at the lows. Rough stuff. All right, now we did put in a higher low off of that 1051 candle. 1050 candle since Ninja Trader's weird like that. I'm interested to see if we're able to make a new high. Nice to see a reversal here. If I were gonna call a buy zone, this would be it, but not seeing too many bulls jump on the boat.
No, I'm still not. Definitely not bullish yet for me. None of my internals are even hinting at a long yet.
Yeah, I'm just speaking technically, like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
the buy low, sell high shenanigans.
Yeah.
I would expect to see some buyers in this like this zone, but not really seeing too many at the moment.
I mean, we've broken the VWAPs. Not really much to hold this up. To retrace from all the way down to where the move came from at 40.50. I mean, it can certainly go up from here. The Dow has pulled all the way back. The Dow has completely retraced its move. But the other three indexes still have a ways to go. We got 5 minutes left in this 30. flush. Flush, flush, flush. I want to see like a ridiculous red candle so that I can think about getting long. An extreme oversold fucking red candle. This grind down is killing me.
We're starting to get to that trend line support area around the 4065 zone. I'm wondering if we don't consolidate and make a move back up, push back up to the high around the 4105 level is what I would be looking for an upside move. And as I said, 4065, we consolidate at the lows and make a push through that. That might give you that 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 spike down that you're looking for. We are in a descending wedge pattern right now though on the 1 minute. So another interesting thing to see how it goes, how things turn out. Does the 1 minute trend prevail or does the 5 minute trend prevail? Could be both. Could be a descending wedge break upside, and then we get the symmetrical wedge break upside on the 5 minute.
2 minutes left in this 30.
Looks like bulls are biting on that descending wedge. Gonna see if we get about a, what is this? 4087.50 break upside. Flip side of that, bears were able to bring point of control down to about 4080. So, a little bit of volatility being created in this bar.
Yeah, dollars making a push. Well, not a push, but making an attempt to the downside. Waiting for potential trendline break on the dollar to the downside. Same on the VIX. But pretty much all internals are still bearish for the market. New 30, 11 a.m. New hourly candle. So far, 1 hour into the 4-hour candle here. Quite a retracement. Not complete, but pretty big retracement. What do we do in this next hour? MACD looking like it's trying to roll over here on the 3-minute. Like to see a break for me, like you said, of 90. Really of 92. Break of 92. put in a higher low. Let's see if we can look to get long. I, though, my friend, have quite a few things to do today. I am not going to be able to stare at this all day. So I'm actually going to end our live session. I have taken 0 trades this morning. James is up. James got a nice short. And was that the only trade? Or you took 2 trades?
Yeah, no, I had a one and done. I ended up
Nice.
taking a short on the 1021 candle and managed to finish about 3.2, almost 3.5 hour.
Nice.
I'll call it 3 hour. Like you said, it's kind of doing the slow grind down. We are breaking out of that descending wedge here to the upside, so uh,
Very nice.
I'd be expecting a nice little move up out of that. Like I said, maybe the 4100 level might get back to the VWAP. They're pretty close to each other now, and
Dollar's breaking its trend line to the downside. VIX is at the trend line right now, though. Definitely finding some support down here at 80. 75.
yep,
75 to 80. Anything, I'd need to see this 5-minute close above 90. Then again, create a higher low. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. We'll be back on here tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. We also have federal Fed funds rate at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So expecting plenty of volatility tomorrow afternoon. But we'll catch you here tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Again, I'm George. Got James on here. Day Trade Live. And catch y'all tomorrow. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. As always, please like and subscribe. And remember, we go live every day at 2:45 a.m. Eastern to trade the Forex market. Then we go live again at 9:15 a.m. to trade futures. We will see you then.